Right. Looks like we're back. Uh, another $3 best ball late night. Currently, I'm almost embarrassed to say what time it is here on the East Coast. It's almost 2:40 a.m. here. It's been a long day for me, but couldn't sleep without getting in some more best ball after a day or two off. 10 out of 12 in the lobby so far. I have some tragic news, which is the last draft I did that I was so happy about. I got the email the next day that it's been canceled. Uh, I think maybe the lobby could have gotten away with Travis Hunter going 104, Terry McLaurin going 111, Lamar 112, but that guy using like sixth, seventh, eighth, a couple picks in there on Jimmy Garoppolo and Hunter Renfro, I think might have been enough to put us over the top. So the 103 we got is no more. Hopefully, we can get a real not 112 here, because thus far, the only videos I have that are actually going to count are from the 112. But you guys are going to get to sweat that with me here in real time. Hopefully, it doesn't take too much longer to fill this draft and populate the draft room. I've got my correlation spreadsheet. Hiya. Shout out this guy up here in the top right, John at John Boy Beats. He has no idea who I am, but I'm going to be returning to his much better correlation spreadsheet than the one that I make for myself each year. A lot during this best ball season. Wish this would fill up so I would not have to filibuster for too much longer. Maybe if I hit refresh, it'll be there. Oh, one more, and then we can probably get the 112 if I had to guess. But that's okay. I ran so hot with good draft spots at the beginning of last year. Well, good. Uh, I took Christian McCaffrey in 100% of situations where he was available to me, whether it was the 101, 102, 103, so on down the line. That didn't work out. So maybe the back half of the board is the place to be. We'll see. I can't imagine it's going to take that much longer. I wanted the no 112 sweat and perhaps the subsequent tilt to be documented, but I'll put a little timestamp if this ends up taking a few minutes because it's then going to take a couple minutes for the actual draft to start. But we'll see what happens. I have yet this whole best ball season to start with any of Saquon, Bijan, Jameer Gibbs. Wouldn't mind an opportunity to draft one of them at a reasonable price, but always happy to start wide receiver instead. I will say I've got some Genty teams, some McCaffrey teams, at least one Derrick Henry at this point, and I don't tend to love how things look when I deviate too hard off of heavy wide receiver starts. But I could just be eating the trash on things that worked in years past, and who knows what 2025 is going to have in store. I would love to know what a 12th person entering this draft might have in store for me. I'm sorry, I didn't think it was going to take nearly this long, even this time of day, for this to actually get started. I guess if you're watching for the first time, please know I am not a best ball or fantasy expert by any means. I'm a pure, 103. Our old friend. Let's try not to get this one thrown out. And I'll also try to be cognizant of my camera being in a place that makes sense. I think we're okay for now. Maybe I'll move it as the draft board populates. That being said, I think I still am hoping to have Justin Jefferson fall to me, or perhaps Jamar Chase in some strange world. I still think I have yet to see Jamar Chase in any of my drafts. I know it's happened, but I don't think I've seen in any of my drafts Jamar Chase falling past the 101. So I'll be pretty surprised if he's there for me at 103. But hey, good to get another look at this side of the board. And we'll see what happens. Draft starts in 1 minute. I will put my players in the queue in the order in which I will be taking them. I'm going to go Justin Jefferson over Saquon if they're both there, but they might not be, in which case I'll take Saquon. I am a bit nervous about I have a lot of time left. We all have a lot of time left for drafting in 2025. Don't get me wrong. I'm a bit nervous about my eventual inability to talk myself into taking running backs with these early picks. But I mean, that being said, I do think at this point I see a pretty clear delineation between Chase and Jefferson and everyone else as far as wide receivers go. So a time will definitely come where I start getting some of these running backs. And also, I mean, I'm just not going to do another year of 0% guys that could absolutely slaughter me, such as my 0%, and I do mean a literal 0% of Saquon last season. And it looks like this guy isn't interested in not having Saquon either. Saquon goes 101. So, hey, we have a documented no Jamar Chase in the 101. And let's see how this goes. It's very late at night, and we could see some spicy picks. Hopefully, a little bit less spicy than last time because I'd like for this draft to count. Man, did they get my hopes up with the way that last one went. Ooh, Genty going up at 105 now. I don't think I've seen him go quite that high, but I have certainly taken him myself in the 107, 108 range. Don't get me wrong. Early front runner, I would guess, to lead the entire league in touch, or strong contender to lead the entire league in touches. We got a running back room. The boomers are out, or also just the people drafting smartly, and who knows. I still associate these wildly running back heavy early picks with boomerism, but that may just be wrong. Puka, third wide receiver off the board. CeeDee Lamb still out there, among others. CMC all the way up at 108. Seems like we might have a lobby that will let us hammer the wide receiver position. We'll see if board ends up breaking that way. But let's see. Another Justin Jefferson start, which means Detroit, Giants, Dallas in 17, 16, 15, reverse chronological order. Oh, I guess I need to actually bring this in a little bit. What do I need to do? I need to do something like this. This is what I need to do. And I may need to move my own. I'll move it while I'm here on as the corners making their early picks, just for the sake of the video. Classic in-game relocation, an IGR. Pretty straightforward first round here. I don't see this one getting thrown out. I think these are approximately the top 12 ADP picks in slightly out of order, but what are you going to do? And looks like that trend is continuing. Both guys in the back side of the board seem pretty interested in the wide receiver position as well. Let's see how much running back we see as a start here, and I'll now switch over to the actual ADP. Scroll down slightly. What am I hoping to see fall? I'll tell you what I'm not hoping to see fall. Josh Allen. As much respect as I have for the reigning MVP, I really don't know about this kind of cost relative to the rest of the quarterbacks. I know several. Oh, there he goes. A lot. I just don't know, and it's scary. I don't know how much Josh Allen I'm going to have this year when I can get Lamar, Jaden Daniels, Joe Burrow, and especially Jalen Hurts in like the mid 40s, I'm going to have mountains upon mountains of. Perhaps right in this very draft. We'll see. Actually, don't think I have any Jalen Hurts through my first, whatever, 10-ish drafts. But I promise that day is coming. We're actually 2 picks away now. I'd like to see A.J. Brown fall. He does not. Okay. I mean, could do worse than Bucky Irving next, but man, I'm inclined. I don't love McBride particularly at this price. I really don't love. This is a gross, gross spot. Let's see. I mean, we'll get a little Bucky in our lives and see how it goes from there. Oh, I'm not currently on the clock. Oh, I guess I got autoed. I'm. You'll notice a trend on these videos that I'm not the best at minding when it's even my turn, let alone how much time I have left. I often need to rely on queuing up the players in order, just in the very realistic worlds where I don't get my pick in on time. So let's see. We got 3 more picks before us. I think I'd like to see T. Higgins fall. I don't love. I can talk myself into reaching on Garrett Wilson. I could talk myself into reaching on Lamar. Let's see. I'm actually going to, once again, IGR here. In-game relocation. Oh, it's back on me. Do I want to take a little Lamar? I don't think I do. I think I really want to go wide receiver, and let me just make sure there's no. Let's see, who does Tampa Bay even play? Miami. Ooh, I don't think I'm going Tyreek Hill this early, so I will go back to my wide receiver roots. Little JJ Higgins, Bucky Irving start. How about that? Riveting stuff. And so I guess to immediately get into the kind of thesis of when I do start this way, we'll see what the board ends up allowing us to do, but my gut inclination is to be pretty satisfied with Bucky and count on, the only reason this draft will ever end up mattering in the long run is if he does indeed smash. And in those timelines, I'm not too worried about filling out this second running back spot right away. So I would like to, we'll see what happens. You want to stay open minded. You want to be water, as always, but hoping that when it comes back around to us, and I guess I'll go back to the board, when it comes back around to us at 46, 51, 70, 75, we can probably err on the side of not going running back there. But you never know what kind of crazy values are going to be there to be had. For instance, I mean, I think Breece Hall, there are plenty of timelines where this ADP on Breece Hall, who just came off the board, is going to look comical in retrospect. Likewise, I wasn't coming into this early draft season feeling like Devon Achane was someone that I was super interested at cost, but I have been social media influenced and regular media influenced via like podcasts into thinking that perhaps Achane should be a guy I get a lot more comfortable with the idea of drafting and perhaps seeing a lot of value in right in the middle of the second, or preferably a little later than that, but certainly get used to perhaps clicking that button. Man, this back half of the board is eating up all the wide receivers. Let's see who's doing cool starts. I guess we have a 1101 here from Alone for Now. And in a room like this, I mean, when you have to start 3 wide receivers. Oh, and I'll move once again. I'll IGR here for a minute. Sorry. Just so we can see what's actually happening. And I guess I'll leave it in the bottom right. Now that hopefully my roster, you know what, actually, this isn't the thing to be thinking about right now. There goes Jalen Hurts early fourth. I didn't want to jinx it, but I was hoping he might fall to me, and that earlier comment could be prescient. The four big QBs off the board, but Burrow's still out there, and maybe this is a spot where I get a Burrow piece without Jamar Chase, but with T. Higgins correlation. It's going to be tough to come by Joe Burrow shares. He's basically always going on this left side of the board with the Jamar Chase drafter or the T. Higgins drafter. And I will say, I mean, I do have plenty of nerves about taking a guy who is essentially a pure pocket passer anywhere near the neighborhood of these other four who are such exceptional dual threat quarterbacks. We got two picks away. I mean, I guess maybe I'll get greedy. Maybe I'll get greedy with it. We have Bucky, Justin Jefferson, and T. Higgins thus far. It's now on. Nope, it's not quite on us. But I'll pull the clock up just so we can not lose sight of that. Do I want to go Burrow? Do I maybe want to go Amarian Hampton is someone I think is interesting. I really think Devontae Smith is a worthwhile consideration at this price. I don't think this is the spot where I'm going to reach for Burrow. Not even reach. It's well past ADP. Man. Although having said that, I am going to do it. I'm going to do it because I think any of these wide receivers would make me plenty happy on the way back, as would RJ Harvey. I guess I could talk myself into Mixon. I don't have any Mixon. I don't love him at this price, but at what would potentially be a big discount, that could be there. But I mean, plan A is easy, easy wide receiver next. Ideally, Devontae Smith. And it can't hurt to take a look at our upcoming picks 70 and 75. Who is going to be around there at 70 and 75? Being mindful of the fact that I'm on the clock next. Oh, I think a lot of these make sense, but so does Caleb Johnson. I think I'm okay with not going wide receiver here, but I'm going to do it anyway. Eagles, we got 14 seconds. Let's see if I can talk myself into Xavier Worthy in 10 seconds. Kansas City, Denver, Tennessee, Chargers. Nope. I'm going Eagles. Devontae, come on down. We'll go back to the board and we can see a classic 1-1-3-0 start. And what to do about tight end? I mean, I think I'm pretty happy to let that go for a little while. But, as always, if the price is right on some of these guys, there may come some incentive to deviate there. But for the time being, oh wow, an interesting stuff here from the 101. The 2201, 5 rounds, 0 wide receivers. Who knows? I mean, maybe this is the year for it, but double quarterback before any wide receiver, I can confidently say I've never done that in my entire life. Nor do I see that happening for me anytime soon. Ken Walker goes, I definitely need to get in the Ken Walker game to some extent. I think I'm a little just having a hard time talking myself into Seattle more broadly outside. I mean, I definitely am mighty fine with like fourth round JSN is beautiful to me. But I think just Ken Walker, as incredible as he's certainly been in whatever it's been 3 or 4 years of being the big dog in Seattle, never found myself with a big piece of him, for better or for worse. And I think it's going to be tough considering these other guys going around him for this year to be a whole lot different. I'll be very surprised if I wind up with a heavy bag of Ken Walker. Uh, you can't see this because it's blocked by my camera, but DK Metcalf, David Montgomery coming off the board now. So let's go. Travion Henderson comes off the board. I guess you can begin to see this. I'll be honest, I don't love this team to this point. I mean, the upside is certainly there, but I think this might take some doing. And as we start to look at, let's see, we're 5 picks away at this point. I'll tell you what, it's not going to be Debo for me. Maybe it'll be Calvin Ridley. I think I'd go Waddle over Ridley, though, with this Miami correlation with Bucky. I think Waddle is the number one guy I'd like to see there. And it might be the case that I, failing Waddle, should be looking at Jordan Addison to go along with Justin Jefferson, have the Bengals, Burrow, T. Higgins pairing on top of that, and then maybe find a little JJ McCarthy later. But I mean, I'm going to have so damn much of these Vikings, man. I really am. I'd like to see Addison fall at this point. And let's see. See if I'm tempted to say Juwan Jennings is going to be in the middle. Well, it might just be Addison City. Oh man, all things being equal, I think I will stick with the original game plan here and continue to just rely on Bucky being a monster in any timeline where this team is ultimately relevant. And I don't hate this, Whoops. I don't hate this. Let's see how oh we got another pick coming up soon. Another pick coming soon. Is this where I get some Quinshawn Judkins in my life? No, it's not. He just went. It's not going to be where I get Debo. Debo, I'm just basically only playing at extreme discount. Actually, I guess this is a pretty extreme discount. This is like a passed around discount, but maybe we just go bananas with the Vikings and take a little Aaron Jones. I don't think that's what I'm going to do. I think what I am going to do is not take Travis Kelce, not take Jacoby Myers. I think Olave is a pretty reasonable bet at this ADP, and we are indeed finding ourselves very heavy on the wide receivers. And now that I've seen how this has played out, I quite like this team. With the caveat that this is a heck of a lot like my home league that I care way too much about roster last year, which missed the playoffs. A lot of familiar names here, but good familiar. It was not so much these guys letting me down. In any event, okay. So I'm very happy now to have gotten a little piece of Burrow without Chase. In a perfect world, I'd like to have Chase on this team too. Don't get me wrong. But I think the Burrow Chase combos are going to be overwhelming. Not that the Burrow T Higgins combos won't be, but I'm very satisfied to see this 1-1-5-0 and now feel like I have a huge amount of flexibility in pretty much every round going forward. So I'll scroll down a little bit as we see who else is coming off the board. And Cooper Kupp's another really interesting one to me, by which I mean I have 0% and I don't see myself getting super heavy on him. But just given his past, I think being mentally prepared to just get throttled by it from in several different weeks is probably a good headspace to be working towards. I mean, I do not know ball, and all the people I listen to who do know ball seem to think he's like fully washed. And maybe I'm just totally overvaluing past production, but I don't know how, other than, there are times from late last season where he was out there and not doing anything to speak of. But I guess it's just name value alone is a scary thing to think about in constantly passing on seventh round Cooper Kupp. But maybe maybe it's just like we see a lot more often with running backs. They just fall off a cliff at a certain point, and that's that. Okay. So very satisfied at this point with the wide receiver side of things, although I won't be surprised at all if I find myself picking up a couple more in these next few rounds, but not the craziest thing to start considering some more running backs, maybe a tight end comes around that looks appealing. We'll see. I don't think our guy here on the end finally did get Jerry Jeudy, wide receiver one. Who am I to judge? But I would not generally, as much as I am a believer that, first of all, I don't really know that much. Second of all, that a lot of different things could work in best ball. I don't know that waiting till the seventh round to take your first wide receiver is going to work out too often for too many people. But we'll see. I mean, I think it's actually the case that like last year it was somehow optimal. Like the number of wide receivers you would want to have through the first 7 rounds was zero. It's like better to have none than to load up on them. Okay, we're up in 2 picks. There goes Hawkinson. And now let's see. I'm not going to be going Ricky Pearsall. I don't think I'm going to go for either of these Packers receivers here, but what does that leave me with? A little nervous about rookie tight end Tyler Warren. What does this leave me with, though? Where do I want to be here? I know it's on me. 15 seconds to go. I'm going to star Tyler Warren just to have that not get autoed. Oh, you know what? Maybe this is an Igbuka spot. I don't have any of him yet. I don't know. I'm going Tyler Warren first. I don't know. I don't know virtue. I know he's Penn State because I listened to Levitan on Establish the Run, and he has a tendency to mention that once or twice. And I know he was a stud and a half in college. I do just have some serious concerns about the Colts offense more broadly. But, you know, Shane Steichen has certainly proven himself. And now maybe on the other side of this corner is where I find my first piece of Igbuka. Who does Indy play? They play the Jags. Oh, I would have loved some Josh Downs there. It's me. Why not? Little rookie action, little Bucks correlation. I know Baker's already gone, but who knows what we can find on the back side of things with I don't have many Bucks builds to this point. I don't think I have any to this point. Let's see. Let's go back to our little spreadsheet here. Tampa Bay has Miami, Carolina, and Atlanta in reverse chronological, or so 17, 16, 15. One thing I'll say, I really do wonder if we're kind of underrating weeks 16 and 15, particularly week 15 correlation. Could be just completely off my rocker here, but I really do wonder about that. So let's see what we're looking at. So 1161. Not a lot of moderation being practiced, but man, if you fall behind on wide receiver in this full PPR 100-yard bonus, start 3 wide receivers and a flex format, you're gonna have a bad time in general. And I still believe that these later rounds are going to be replete with running backs who go on to smash, and it's just a matter of finding them, which in my case is just a matter of getting lucky. But so far, in the 2 previous years of best ball I've played, I've been very good at the getting lucky with random late round running backs portion of the game, which is a big portion of the game. So as long as the wide receivers do their job, that door is always open, and that's why I like these heavy wide receiver starts. As for tight end and quarterback, I mean, I got to start preparing myself for JJ McCarthy to come up sooner than I'd like for him to. But we can see a lot of quarterbacks starting to go here. And as much as Joe Burrow is a reliable fantasy asset in a lot of cases. It's probably worthwhile to have a couple more. I'm a big 3 QB guy. Maybe one of them's going to be late. Maybe one of them is going to be Tyler Shuck could go with my Chris Olave, perhaps. He's usually kicking around late. That's an idea. Where are we on? Let's see, JJ, ADP 126. Our next couple picks are 118, 123. These guys both have two quarterbacks already. We can see the guys that will draft on the corner. I am a bit nervous that they might find a third QB a bit earlier than I necessarily would. But I think I will push JJ around and then probably reach slightly for him the second time through with this 123 pick. If I get burned, I get burned. Jordan Mason would be extremely fun to have fall here. I'd be all right with a little Pittman, Mooney, Njoku. I don't think would be crazy. And even if JJ were to get sniped on the corner, I would hope at least that would mean Drake May was still there, unless one of them goes pretty soon before my picks. So that wouldn't be the worst QB2 plan in the world. I will if both JJ McCarthy and well, there goes Drake May. I'm still pushing JJ McCarthy around the corner. I'm gonna do it. Show me Jordan Mason. No. No. You know what? Cleveland, I don't have any correlation with Cleveland. I do kind of like the Njoku side of things. I guess I'm gonna star JJ McCarthy first, but I'm going to start with Luther Burden for some reason. I don't know why. That was an impulse click. I'm going to start there. I just can't not push JJ McCarthy around here. And maybe I'm going to get super punished for it. Please don't. 3 picks to fade. They already both have 2 quarterbacks. Come on, man. Don't do it to me. Don't do it. And I don't think any of them have Vikings yet, considering Jordan Mason just went on the other side. I hope neither of them took Aaron Jones, but I don't. Yeah, they didn't. Nor would I think that would matter. They should definitely not be taking quarterbacks here. Okay, nice little hold here, please, and then we will find our way into some JJ McCarthy. And there we have it. Okay, JJ's coming with. And at this point now, to go back to the board, we got our 2 quarterbacks. Hopefully, going to pick up a third somewhere along the way, but I don't know. This room might not be super generous along those lines. Still looking at just Bucky in the running back room and just this rookie Tyler Warren in the tight end room. Meanwhile, we do have 7 wide receivers, including 2 rookies. So hopefully all of those guys smash, as do all of the guys that I will take with whatever picks come next. But I really, really, really think that this like 2-1-7-1 start or, a 1-2-7-1, something like that, like having 7 wide receivers through the first 11, 12 rounds, even though it got kind of smashed last year, I think the logic still holds up for me. Even though this is obviously a hugely different landscape up at the top. Let's just go back up to the top of the board. I mean, this would get you laughed out of the room in 2023, back in my day. All these running backs going early. Man, we were paying some pretty wild QB prices as well. Every time I see Jalen Hurts in the 4th round, I just shake my head and go, "What are we doing here?" But I never get him, which is a problem. I don't know why I clicked back to this. It's still a ways to go before my next pick. Let's follow along with the action. Jack Bech, is he good? I've never seen him play. Probably not a big surprise. I do buy that there's an opening for someone who to be good for the Raiders at the wide receiver position. I do respect Jacoby. But is Jack Besh going to be the hot new thing? He's, I think, an interesting dart throw. Although, I mean, who would I be kidding if I said, "Oh, I feel awesome about Jack Besh and I want to have a huge piece of him"? I could not tell you the first thought. Let's find out. Let's learn a little bit about Jack Besh. He was a second round pick. That's no joke. Started out at LSU, splitting time between receiver and tight end, so probably pretty big. Full time receiver at TCU. Tight end level physicality at 6 foot 214. Not exactly the tight end size I would have had in mind. More receiving yards and more touchdowns than he had in the previous 3 years combined. I don't know. The Raiders offense, a lot of targets going to go to Jacoby Myers and Brock Bowers, obviously. I don't really even know if Ashton Genty is a big pass catcher. Maybe he is. I know he bowls people over and just rips off huge runs. So I don't know how much is going to be left for our old pal Jack Besh. But this was your Jack Besh segment. And now we got 4 more picks before us, so let's start looking. Ooh, do I want to get cute with it? With a little. I was going to say Jake Ferguson. I see Isaiah Likely is still there. Rashid Shaheed was nice when he was in his back. Oh, maybe a little Dallas Goddard to go with this Devonte Smith piece. I'm not going to go Penix straight away, but maybe if all were to break perfectly. I don't know. I'm just trying to talk myself into it now that I think about it. We got a couple picks coming up here. What's the dream? The dream might just be Rashid Shaheed and Dallas Goddard, and then we'll take Jake Ferguson. Gotta be careful about using that cute. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, Shaheed goes. I may just do. Yeah, I don't know. It's me. I think I will just go Dallas Goddard here. Goes with my Devonte Smith. I know I don't have Jalen Hurts as much as I would like to. And I don't know why Isaac Guerrero is starred. I was trying to star Jake Ferguson. Do I go double tight end here ever? That's gross. I still need another running back. It's not going to be Tank Bigsby. Oh man. These are some this is not good. This is not good. Running back wise. What are our next picks? You know what? Arizona does play Cincinnati in week 17. Maybe I just reach for Trey Benson here and hope for the best. I don't. I mean, I'm certainly ready to get blitzed by plenty of these other guys, but I think I am gonna. I think I got to just commit to the thesis here that things are gonna break right for me. I think it's getting a bit much on continuing to push running back even further. We're gonna have to throw a lot of darts that direction, but we do have at least 2 quarterbacks and 2 tight ends. And now I think we are probably entering the running back dart portion of the evening. Video still going? Okay. Okay. My chair. I need a new chair. Okay, let's go back to the board. Yeah, these QBs are flying. They're flying, I tell you. What are we looking at? What are we looking at for compelling? You know what? I'm gonna care a bit less for the moment about who's leaving from the board. I mean, in the fake world where Austin Eckler makes it back to us, he could be a nice guy to have at least early in the season, carry us through for a little while our Trey Bensons and whoever else wait for their turn to start carrying the load. Not that I'm rooting against James Conner, by the way. He was another home league hero for me last season, and is someone I definitely intend to have some pieces of in best ball this year, and already do. So who else makes sense with the thesis to this point? I'll move the camera, another IGR. Let's take a look. We have Burrow. So we got Cincinnati, we got Philly, Minnesota, with the Cardinals and Bengals stack going. Oh, I guess we have double Tampa Bay. So maybe Jalen Wright on the Dolphins could be a fun play if he's still in the mix. Oh, we're actually coming up. Pick 166. I think I would start with Eckler. I'm inclined. I do believe in Braylon Allen being good, being a strong young man. I also, though, believe that Brees is likely going to stay in New York and probably. Okay, someone else believes in Braylon Allen being good as well. You know what? I think I'm going to go Eckler if he's there, unless, let's see. Hollywood Brown's still kicking around here. I don't know. Um, Cade Otton could be an interesting tight end play. I think I would push him around. Let's start. Let's just make sure. Okay, I'm tempted to go Algier, but I'm going to start with a little Austin Eckler to hopefully pad my fall just these early weeks with the running backs I won't have getting carries no matter how this goes, more or less. At least he'll be out there, I think. And that guy loves fantasy football. I think he's gonna care a lot. I think he's he's the only football player I would ever say this about, is that Austin Eckler likes helping fantasy owners. So, come big money weeks, I do think he would be out there giving it the full effort. I'm gonna have a hard time passing on Hollywood Brown if he falls 2 rounds past ADP. Even with all the running backs I have, I think I'm just totally fine with so many of the running backs later. And Hollywood, Florida Brown, which is basically, I used to live in Hollywood, Florida, and don't live far from there now. And it's always very hurtful when Levitan calls him that. I don't know why I'm name dropping Levitan because I'm panicking and I just rely on other people. I'm doing it. Whatever. That's 8 wide receivers. That's probably enough. 8 is enough. What is that? 8 is enough. That's something. Is that like a sitcom? Is it the John and Kate plus 8 show? No, that was John and Kate plus 8. What's 8 is enough? I'm going to Google it. I swear 8 is enough. Okay, this is going to be the worst. 8 is enough. How about this? 8 is enough. Sitcom from the 70s. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know. I feel old just for having even heard of that. 8 is enough. It ran from 1977 to 1981. And what other fantasy content is telling you about 8 is enough? So let's go back. We got 2, 3, 8, 2. If we wind up with just these 2 quarterbacks, I can certainly live with that. Just quickly double checking they don't share a bye week. They don't. Our 2 tight ends don't share a bye week, but I will pick up at least one more tight end. Probably just one. And then other than that, we're just firing many, many, many running back darts. And this is right where I love being. Right where I love to be. Oh, let's take a look. We can just live in this running back tab for a while, I would say. Algier, you could come with me. Roshan, you can come with me. Shipley can come with me. Actually, Shipley might be right on time with, I think he's probably a pretty premium target, the more I think about it, with this Devontae Smith and Dallas Goedert team. and just hope that Jalen Hurts doesn't score. Hope that the Eagles somehow go bananas without Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown doing too much damage to me. Elsewhere, I mean, Marshawn Lloyd, I think, is interesting. Jarquez, we all know. Jarquez is probably going to be my Will Shipley 2024 equivalent. Like early into my drafting in 2024, one of my great friends, shout out Nate, who knows way more ball than I will ever know, told me about Will Shipley, and I ended up having like 75% of him through my first 30 drafts and then just never had him later on any of my good teams. So we'll try to keep that in check. I mean, Ollie Gordon wouldn't be a crazy eventual dart throw, just given the Miami correlation. Marshawn Lloyd can get starred. I'm a bit nervous about Blake Corum. He's someone I was quite interested in last year, but I'm not sure how interested the Rams are in him at this point. Okay, let's look at the board overall. I don't see this being another wide receiver pick for me. How are these guys looking on court? Okay, we got a 3 and a 2. Is this guy likely to take Tyler Shuck? I don't see it. I don't see it. So I'm going to push Shuck, and if he falls, maybe we go that route. And I'm actually going to start with Will Shipley here, if he's there. He is. Sorry for the crazy scrolling, but I think this just fits the thesis perfectly. So we'll go with Will Shipley. We'll get some more Philly going. And maybe, Philly, was Ray Davis still kicking around here somewhere? I guess not. I guess not anymore. And do I want to go Tyler Shuck with Olave? Maybe I do. But I mean, what world am I living in where Tyler Shuck is hitting my lineup too often and this team is good? I think he may have actually just gotten taken anyway, so that's fine. Um, I mean, I'm inclined. I'm going Roshan. I was just making sure there were no crazy correlations I was overlooking, and I'm not sure that I did that. I might have missed something obvious, but I'm at least fine with how this is coming together now. Wouldn't hate if, like, Jackson Dart falls to me, and then I can pair him with Darius Slayton or Theo Johnson later, like a gross, gross, gross backdoor giant stack just to feel a little bit better about both quarterback and tight end. But hopefully those won't be necessary. Currently rocking a 2582 QBRB wide receiver tight end. Anyone here doing anything fun? Who's doing reckless, irresponsible things? We got a 3752 where the Chase team ended up holding off largely on wide receiver after these first 3 rounds. Hmm. There goes Jackson Dart. Okay. Maybe we're talking ourselves now into a Russell Wilson situation. I doubt it. I don't think Russ Wilson's going to be out there for the playoff weeks, but maybe he can sneak me through one of these times. I really don't love only having 2 quarterbacks, but you never know. Maybe we find a gross Aaron Rodgers. I think I have some disgusting. No, I don't. I was going to say I thought I had some Pittsburgh opponent correlation, but they're playing the Browns. That's going to be. Oh, Aaron Rodgers is already gone. He's been off the board for 3 rounds. Forget it. Who am I thinking Aaron Rodgers would be available in like the 200s? There goes Ollie Gordon. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Maybe Devin Neal worth a crack. Maybe worth a crack. Marshawn Lloyd still interested if he's there. Jarquez still interested. Who else? I guess it's probably getting close to us. Yes. Yes, it is. I think I'm going to start with Devin Neal, just given the Olave of it all, and I'm gonna have no shortage of Marshawn Lloyd by the end of this whole endeavor, would be my guess. I'm gonna have way too much Jarquez. I'm gonna have an irresponsible amount of Jarquez. He's the easy front runner. Ah, man, this guy's really good at sniping me. Oh, I guess it was the other side last time. Maybe a little DJ Giddens. I do have the tight end, Tyler Warren. I'm trying to avoid, I don't want to overdo it on Jarquez too soon. I want to be able to keep drafting him in like June, July, and August without being at 80% by the time the season's over. Who else makes sense? It might just be Jarquez. I might just be saying a lot of stuff for no real reason. Might be Daniel Jones. Is that gross? Why? You know what? I'm going Indy. If this isn't a Daniel Jones spot, what is? I'm desperate for a third QB. Why not? Danny Dimes, and then oh wow, I only have one pick left. I should have thought that through better. Let me just make sure. Yeah, that's 19 players, 3, 6, 8, 2. So I'll probably, I mean, given the state of this tight end room, probably be looking at tight ends. Let's see if any tight ends stand out. Can I pair? I don't think I can. I already have a tight end stack with future QB1, Danny Dimes. Hawkinson long gone. I don't know that we're going to be finding. Hey, how about my guy Stone Smart? I don't think this is the squad for it, but great name. I guess it's disgusting Theo if he's there. No offense to Theo. I had so much Theo Johnson in the last round last season and got very little out of it. Hence the disgusting. Is it Michael Mayer? Is it Luke Musgrave? Lance Musgrave or Luke Musgrave? Maybe it's Luke Musgrave. I feel like I should be able to do better than that for correlation. I do think a third tight end is in order. Other than if something crazy happens, like if Devin Neal falls or something, maybe then I would entertain some Devin Neal. I definitely put off running back for a very irresponsible amount of time, as it turned out. So I don't think it'd be the craziest thing to find a seventh running back and just hope for the best with Goddard and hope that this Tyler Warren kid is hitting some ceiling outcomes, which I guess I'm going to be needing quite a bit of for this team to matter in the first place. Let's see. If Devin, I mean, I guess I'll star Devin Neal. If he's there, sure. But other than that, I mean, I think we probably just have to eat it on an unexciting tight end, which I think in this case is just going to be. God, I wish there was a cooler pick that would kind of tie the room together tight end wise. Let's see. Green Bay, Baltimore, Chicago, Denver. I have none of that. But I think just given that he's going to be on the field, Musgrave is going to be my guy. And failing that, actually, who am I hearing about from the Seattle tight end room? Not Noah Fant. Is it AJ Barner? I don't know if it's him. Or did they draft? Do they have a rookie tight end that I just am currently sleeping on? Give me Musgrave, and I'll go to sleep happy. Oh boy. Okay, one more pick to fade. I'm actually kind of proud of myself for being very cool about all the snipes that happened to me here. Not all, but there were a couple that were kind of annoying. But in any event, there we have it. Let's roll quickly back through a 3-6-8-3, very heavy on the 8 early on. Justin Jefferson, T. Higgins, Devontae Smith, Jordan Addison, Chris Olave, Igbuka, whose first name is Emeka Igbuka, Luther Burden, Hollywood Brown, Hollywood Florida Brown, and QB Burrow, JJ, future MVP Danny Dimes, and then we got Bucky early on. And it was a good thing we did because then we didn't take any more running backs until the 13th round, but tacked on Trey Benson, Austin Eckler, Will Shipley, Roshan Johnson, and is it DJ Giddens? I told you I don't know ball. And then a stellar tight end room, Tyler Warren, Dallas Goedert, Luke Musgrave. So overall, pretty satisfied with that. I don't know that I think I have a drastically above average chance of advancing here, but I mean, I can talk myself into how things come together for this team. I hope you can too. I hope I haven't humiliated myself too much. I hope I am at least improving somewhat with the audio quality. I'm still broadcasting in glorious 720p. But yeah, that is the draft for tonight. Felt good just to get another one in. Just kind of work it out of the system. Definitely not a sign of degenerate gambling. Uh, yeah, hey, I assume you're out there playing some best ball, doing some drafts of your own. So good luck with all of those. And I hope to be back pretty soon with a bit more. All right, take care.